Okay, so assuming that you've given notice to your tenant to vacate and they didn't leave, you generally now have an option, unfortunately, of going through what's called an unlawful detainer. This is an eviction process in California. It's a good idea to use an attorney. There's many available that do this, flat fees, it's economical. But in general, the process involves filing a case in court. And this is an unlawful detainer or a complaint for an unlawful detainer. And you have to have it both filed and then served on the occupants. You're going to serve the tenant themselves. You're also going to include another defendant that's just considered or called all unknown occupants. So this is also going to be served to the property, and so that if there's somebody living there that you're not aware of, they're subject of the unlawful detainer as well, assuming it's all done properly. On the unlawful detainer, you're going to include your basis for terminating the tenancy. So it may be, for example, they didn't pay rent, and you're going to attach your notice, your 3-day notice that reflected that, and you're going to describe how much is owed and due, and ask the court to terminate the tenancy and issue something called a writ of possession. So what this is basically is the judge saying, okay, they owe you money, they didn't pay it, their lease is terminated, and I'm going to order, in this case, typically the sheriff's department, to serve a notice that gives them at that point 5 days, and if they're not out at the end of day 5, the sheriff's office can physically remove them from the property. So that's the process. The court part of it can vary depending on the tenant's response. They can fight it, they can file bankruptcy. So there's a few stall tactics, but assuming it goes as planned, it's an expedited process. So from the time you file your complaint to the time you get your writ should be within 30 days. That's the general overview of the unlawful detainer process. It's very technical. The service is important. The form has to be filled out just right. Although these forms are available, they're judicial council forms, and you can likely find them online. But it's got to be done just right. And if it's not, then you don't get your eviction, and you got to start over. So that's one of the reasons, along with a few others, why it makes a lot of sense to consult with and ideally retain an attorney or a firm that just does this. So hopefully that's helpful.